Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, friends, maybe occasional foe or two, but you are in tune with, hey, this is Inconvenient Ideas, like what might be the case if you discovered that everything you thought you knew was wrong. And so that means we always have to stay within what we call the curiosity zone. My name is Stan Husted, Stan the radio man, and I'm here to try and help you better figure out what's going on and perhaps what you should do to make your mark in the marketplace and maybe even make a little bit of a dent in the universe. We have high aspirations here. The title is It, yes. It appears that everything right now is at a turning point. And so I'm going to do what I used to make fun of people doing, which was every once in a while, in fact, it seems like it was more than once a while, when I was on the radio, we would get news that some special week or special month or special day had been declared a national you-know-whatever day. Well, I'm going to declare this Tuesday, the 28th of October. This is somewhat an acknowledgement that Charlie Kirk was right. This is Turning Point Day, because I have discovered that a whole lot of things are at turning points, and many of us in life and business are going to be affected by it. And as a result of that, we're going to talk a little bit about, hey, could it be that Donald Trump, we, love him or hate him, he keeps moving. Remember, that's one of the keys to success. He keeps moving, and it could be that he has the Chinese and the Russians and perhaps the Democrats right where he wants them. Well, that'll get the attention of some of you and perhaps enrage or delight some of you. But let me just, without trying to be partisan in any way, just describe the situation, describe reality. So let's go. The program begins right now. Right now, the news is that President Donald Trump has cut a number of deals. And again, remember, he is the deal maker. And what he has said is that life is about making deals. And that's perhaps, probably true. All of you, every day, are making deals. And the one who makes the best deals most of the time, or at least the majority of the time, is usually the one that gets ahead. So here we go. First of all, it appears that the intelligence reports are that Vladimir Putin, who has totally resisted Trump in terms of bringing the war to an end, that certain things that he has done, particularly in perhaps putting pressure on others to cut off the oil buying from the Russians, who basically are in the business, in terms of international trade, of selling oil. And if they can't, there's no money. And as a result, it appears that there is an incredible amount of pressure on Vladimir Putin by those who want him to win the war. He better win it after this incredible cost, or he might be out. Well, then, how does he win the war when he doesn't have the money and the Russian economy to finance the war anymore? And could it be that if the Ukrainians get the Tomahawk missiles and they keep getting supplied, and they have drones that keep knocking Russian oil refineries out of the air, they come from out of the air, it seems that Putin is really at a turning point, a pressure point. And that's, of course, exactly where Trump wants him, because he wants to make sure that perhaps he has to stand down, fold the cards, make peace without having to take any other steps. Let it just be in place and let it happen. Then, switching over, it appears that China is in a difficult situation and that he is going to be visiting, perhaps it's scheduled, with the leader of China. But things have changed for the Chinese. You see, if they are tariffed out of the U.S. marketplace, their economy is in deep trouble. It also appears that there is a struggle within the military of China, as a number of those people who are in key military positions may not particularly like the way Xi is handling the economy and how he is handling the relationships with the rest of the world. He's under pressure, and Trump has then put a whole circle around where he has closed deals to get what China values on the marketplace, the special minerals, the high quality minerals needed for many of the technology devices of this modern age. It appears that in terms of being in a good position, that hey, China can no longer pretend that they can just walk in and take Taiwan, which is one of their chief goals, and that their economic power in the South China Sea and in other places has been diminished, and the economy is having its problems. If that is the case, Donald Trump has China right where he wants them, and he'll see what he can do there. The Democrats are finding themselves in a situation where they have to now deal with the shutdown, because it appears that the Republicans have the stuff to hang on, and as a result of that, also the fact that a very unpopular, at least in the rest of the world, a man named Mondami is going to become the Democratic candidate and perhaps the Democratic mayor of New York City, which may be helpful to New York, probably not, but it will definitely help the Republicans in the next election, because they will continually point out that now your favorite Democrat is a member of this wild and progressive left-wing cabal. And so they are, what are they talking about? The ballroom, the ICE, again taking the point of the immigration battle. Those are the things he would like them to talk about, and their dislike of him. He'll take it. He enjoys it. His ratings go up the more they dislike him, at least with the other people in the Republican Party and the independents. And so he is going to carry on, do what he does, make more deals, simply try and put the inflation intact while they are wondering about what they can do in terms of just critiquing Donald Trump. So they are in a difficult place right now. And so what happens is that what is going to happen for everybody is that the world situation is going to turn. Now, how it will turn and how it will turn out is yet to be decided. But that's the reality of the world right now, and there are some significant turning points that are coming due. It is also that many of the sports celebrities, as the NFL, okay, They've got their problems. Now the NBA has their gambling problems. And will the World Series even be popular, or will it even have sufficient ratings going forward? Will people begin to say someone who gets paid $30 million to play a game, that's not worth it, and we're not going to pay the ticket or the advertisement prices for that? Could that be happening too? In my own life and in my own business, I have a number of challenges and I have a number of opportunities, and I'm at a turning point. But by the way, almost everybody I know and am dealing with, for some reason, cannot avoid the fact that they have to make some changes, they have to make some turns, they cannot carry on as usual. Almost everybody is now at a turning point. Well, what do you do when you're at a turning point? Well, I have a friend who simply says, if you don't know what to do, stop and bow. Take time to get to discover who you want to be so you can discover what you need to do. Who do you want to be so you can discover what you should do now? And then find a coach or a mentor, a colleague or a friend who can help you with your turning point as you help them. We all need to be looking for some turning point friends and see if we can help one another through the decisions we have to make in life and business right now. I would also encourage you to find a way to discover what is the priority plan project now. Remember, your job is never secure. Not anymore. Your position is never secure anymore. The marketplace can change and flip on you very sharply and shortly. That is not secure. So find yourself a way to ground yourself, time to think, pray, and reflect on what should I do now. And I would just simply say, I would be glad to help you. Throughout my 35 years of business coaching, I think I was able to help people who were at a what should I do now place in their life and business. And I usually was able to help them. And if I couldn't, I knew somebody who could. That's just what happens when you get old and you work hard at connecting with people and trying to help them. Even a dear friend, he's at the turning point. Will he? And we're putting together a program on the air for him called the Transplant Zone. And it's for him. He's at the turning point of will he receive finally a life-saving heart transplant. And you know what? There are thousands of people who are living on the edge because they are hoping for a transplant of a vital organ so that they can make it through the turning point of their life. So there we go. We are all at turning points. And I would encourage you to find a special wisdom, maybe special inspiration, some special connection, that right now, thank goodness finally we're going off daylight time, so you can have a little more of a early morning walk in the light, so you can pray and think and put time in about what should I really do now in this year of 26, which really has started right now. And how can I use this last quarter of the calendar year through the holiday season? How can I use the time that we go through other turning points to actually be in the place that in the next 2 or 3 months I have arrived at some very specific and special destinations that I want. Be thinking about that. Be reflecting on that. Get help about that. And of course, if you don't know what to do, stop and bow and see what comes. See what happens. See if you'll discover what to be, what to do, and where to go right now. Best and blessings to you on this Turning Point Tuesday. May it go well for you. Bye for now.